Everybody, welcome to once again the first annual Art of Filmmaking panel. I'm your host, MC Hayward Crawford. It's so great to be here. I know it's hot. I know there's a lot of things going on, but guess what? You guys are here to represent Detroit filmmaking in the building. All right. So it's so great to be back. Once again, I'm a Detroit, Michigan native. I lived down in LA for 5 years, but I cut my teeth here in Michigan, in Detroit, working with a lot of people in this room. All right, and I just love to see so many different people from different collectives, different cultures coming together. And also, too, is anybody's first time here at the Light Up Livernois? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. All right, let's give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, so Light Up Livernois, once again, it's been a staple of this avenue for about the past 20 years or so. And recently, the Independent Business Association, shout out to any IBA members here. I'm one of the IBA members as well. Oh, here we go. That's part of filmmaking, y'all. Never know what's gonna happen. You gotta innovate, go with the punches. So, Independent Business Association took over producing Light Up Livernois. This is our 4th year. We brought it back to the avenue because we know the importance of art, fashion, and design. However, this is our very first year we're integrating a filmmaking aspect to it. All right, so that's what I'm really excited about today. So what I want to do right now is kick off the official festivities and make sure I'm on point with our agenda, that is. I want to give a quick shout out to Suits for Less, one of our sponsors, and definitely hit them up. You're looking for a suit, looking for something sharp, definitely do that. And what I want to also do now is just turn it over to Mark Adler over at the Michigan Film Industry Association. He's going to come up here and say a few words. One of my mentors in the industry. He's been a very heavy component or advocate in our fight to bring back incentives to Michigan and get more jobs and people working. So he's just going to say a few words about his organization.
All right, thank you. How you doing? I'm Mark Adler. I started, I'm one of the co-founders of Michigan Production Alliance. We started in 2003, and we've been around trying to gather people together, have workshops every month, demonstrations, talking to people about how to get into the business. I wrote this book in 2008. It's called Production Algebra. There's another ebook online. But beyond that, what I've been trying to do for a long time is develop an incentive package in Michigan. We worked once, in 2008. Our members went to all the meetings up in Lansing, and then when that failed in 2011, sadly we had to start again. From that point, 3 of us got together in a small restaurant and developed what became MiFIA, the Michigan Film Industry Association. And MiFIA has been in Lansing, being our voice, talking to the legislators, Zoom calling with the legislators. What did we do over the pandemic? We wrote a bill. We didn't let the legislators write the bill. We wrote the bill. And one of our members is on the panel, Jeffrey George. He's a DP in Detroit, but the MiFIA board of directors are all working individuals, working in the business. So we know what we're talking about. We're always interested in your feedback, how we can make a bill better, because that's just what we have to do again. Last year, the bill wasn't taken up. It didn't fail, it just wasn't taken up by the House. And that means that was December, we have to start all over again. So we have elements of the bill, but we've got to see how we can improve it this time and push it again. It's a long process, but we're sticking to it. We've got, I think, 16 people on our board. They're all into it. They're going to push forward. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I don't know who our next speaker is, but thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna get right into the festivities. I'm gonna kick things off with our official panel moderator, Greg Russell. Greg Russell is an Emmy award-winning producer of Positively Detroit and was recognized as by the National Academy of Television Arts in Sciences with a Silver Award in 2012.
I'm gonna get out of your way.
Also, he's the host of the Movie Show Plus, a staple of Detroit television for over 2 decades, one of the only movie-themed shows produced in Detroit. And he's also a movie reviewer and celebrity interviewer of Live in the D on WDIV, Channel 4, NBC in the Motor City. He's also a member of the Critics' Choice Association, the Hollywood Creative Alliance, and the African American Film Critics. He's also a former board member of the Screen Actors Guild Michigan chapter and recently elected president of the National Academy of Television Arts of the Michigan chapter. Give it up, give it up. And he's also a Detroit television fixture for nearly 40 years. And I mentioned a lifelong Detroiter. Give it up for Greg Russell.
Hey, thank you. Gosh, it's kind of neat hearing all that stuff. I forgot. But glad to be here with each and every one of you. Like we said, we're glad that everybody's here on this warm day. But it beats if we were doing it in December, doesn't it? Yeah, so we're all here for a good time. Hayward, put your hands together for Hayward, as a matter of fact, for putting this whole thing together. This man has worked effortlessly and hard and spent many hours making sure all this would come off, and just look at the crowd. So congratulations to you, brother. Well, what we're going to do right now is introduce you to the members of the first panel. And the first person coming up, a person I've known for quite a while and has always been a very hard worker and done a lot of great things. Janaya Black, come on up, Janaya. She's Michigan area director, editor, and she does everything. If any movies we made around here, you know all about it, don't you? So that is so good to see you, and you know, everybody again. Thank you so much.
Like filmmaking, just never know what's going to happen.
I know, I was going to say, she was listening going, Greg did what? All right, and our next panelist, Brandon Brefka. Brandon, where are you?
Hey.
Brandon and I just met a few minutes ago and we're already best friends, so he's a very nice guy. Michigan Assistant Director and Unit Production Manager. Directorial work includes short film Silence in 2019 and Homefront in 2023. 2014 graduate of MPI Film School and contributed to over 20 independent feature films in key roles such as Assistant Director and Producer. Brandon, glad to have you here. Next up, we've got Joe Smith. Where are you, Joe? Hey, Joe. He is a Detroit and Michigan area director and producer. He has produced songs for Warner Brothers soundtrack for the 1999 hit film Deep Blue Sea, that starred LL Cool J and Samuel Jackson. All right. And also contributed in directing and producing roles to many other feature films, and currently has several of them streaming on Tubi, including Diamond Girls, A Good Man, and also A Good Man Part 2. So once again, congratulations and welcome here, Joe. Next panelist, Gregory Qualls. Gregory. I was going to say, he's got the easiest name for me to remember. Good to see you, Gregory. Longtime Michigan area cinematographer and also person who puts together films. He's been based in LA and then also here, of course, in Michigan. He has worked in many different roles, including camera operator, directing, and producing. So, Gregory, welcome. And this is panel number one. Well, good to see you all. You are welcome. Okay, so we're going to start our stuff.
Go right ahead.
All right. Well, like I said, we've got all these great filmmakers up here from Michigan. How many of you out here are also filmmakers who are with us today?
Right.
Okay. Great to see. And I'll start with you, Janaya, and we'll take it for everybody, so everybody at least will know the question. So Gregory will already be prepared when he gets to him. When you hear the word filmmaking or filmmaker, what comes to mind, and what does it personally mean to you?
Check. Okay. What comes to mind when you say filmmaker? Filmmakers have to be people who are driven, have a can-do attitude. It's better if you're organized, and you just have to be willing to just do what other people won't happen, because it's a grind. Filmmaking is a grind. It's not just a labor of love. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of long hours. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. It's a lot of asking for favors, and you just have to have a personality that is okay with that and willing to go the distance to get it done. So.
Fantastic. What about for you? Filmmaking and filmmakers.
What does it mean?
To you, yeah.
To me, it means changing the world with your stories. Trying to put something personal out there. And I think that's the most important thing as a filmmaker, at least for me, is to make a statement with what I'm trying to do and just share it with the world and see how they react to it. It's very intimate for me, filmmaking. It is a collaborative process, which is probably the most important aspect of it, but for me it's about sharing something with the world and then getting something back from everybody else as well. So,
fantastic.
For me, filmmaking is a combination of things. It's having a passion for storytelling while also understanding the process of telling a story well, and understanding all of the components that go into properly telling a story that engages people, moves them emotionally, helps them relate, and so forth and so on.
Okay. Filmmaker. For me, it's more of a dreamer. To dream big dreams. To do things that you couldn't do that was possible, that you can make possible. To tell those epic stories and to have the love for the people. I think that's what a filmmaker is.
All right.
Yeah, I would just say it's something where you have, like, it's this creative fire inside you. It's an idea you may get 2, 3 in the morning. You got to write it down before you forget. It's kind of like it's a burning desire. It's also can be a very a painful, expensive hobby as well. That a lot of people may not ever make full-time income doing it, but it's just something that you just have to feed. And whether that's all the different methods of putting it on streamers, putting it out in DVDs back in the day, putting it out, going through grants or whatever it is, just kind of finding a way to get that creative expression out and just telling a story, So.
And you're absolutely right, especially about it being a passion, because a lot of times people will see movies where somebody will go, hey, I've got this great idea. Next thing you know, they're in front of the person going, this is my movie. Here's $1 billion making. It's like, wow. Anybody ever had that happen? No.
Never.
Right, it will happen soon enough. But yeah, it is. It's a lot of hard work, but also like a passion. It's something that has to be burning inside of you for you to get out there and want to get into the film business. And what we'll do, we'll start now back down in your end and come this way. Okay. Now, how did your journey into filmmaking begin, and what was the defining moment or influence that set you on this path?
Wow, I think the first thing that may have inspired me, I think I was in maybe 8th or 9th grade. I grew up on the border of Southfield, Farmington, 10 Mile and Inkster, shout out. And there was a movie filming a few doors down. I think it was called Envy. And it was the first time I saw all this equipment, all these actors. I think it was a movie starring Ray J, Lisa Ray McCoy, and also Maya Campbell. Those guys may remember In the House, LL Cool J. And me and my friends on the neighborhood street, we just kind of pulled up and just sort of watched. I may have been, like I said, 8th or 9th grade, and you just saw this crew, you saw this equipment, and I'm like, wow, they're about to do an explosion. We're about to see some sort of epic shootout scene. But it's just like one camera panning to the door, and the guy opens the door, and we're just sitting there for hours. They just do it over and over again. I'm like, that's it. But it was like a weird spark. It was kind of like, wow, they did all this just for that. Wow. And then from there, it was just, you know, watching a lot of movies, just writing short stories as I was getting in the middle and high school. And then finally just sort of, you know, taking some classes at Wayne State, you know, shout out Wayne State. And also cutting my teeth, you know, picking up a camera, going out shooting things, figuring things out. YouTube was in its pretty, you know, immature, or I say immature, but very early days, where you couldn't really just figure things out on YouTube. You just had a camera, did what you had to do. So that was my first exposure to it, just kind of seeing that on a big scale, not really, you know, knowing what it was when I was young. But years after that, picking up a camera and just shooting stuff and just figuring things out as I went along.
Fantastic. And if I can, I want to add this in. One time I was interviewing Quentin Tarantino, and I asked him what would his advice be for young people or people who want to get into the movie industry. And basically, kind of like with what you just said, he would tell them, spend your money, buy a camera, get some editing software back then, you know, for your computer, and go out and shoot. You know, go out and find out, you know, the different things and how to do it, how to put it all together. But yeah, spend your money on your equipment and, you know, then go from there. All right, Gregory? And he's going, well, what was the question? You guys talked. No, but how did your journey start?
How did I get into filmmaking? Mine's more of a personal journey. Filmmaking, when I was growing up, wasn't in the cards for me. I wasn't even thinking about it. With my dad was into filming weddings and parties and stuff like that. So back in '92, I used to go help my dad on these shoots all the time. And I think me and my father the bonding became stronger, and I understood what he was doing and why he did it. And it was a love for him. And then it eventually grew into me and became a love for me. And then when my dad passed away in 2015, I decided I needed to tell his story, because I think all of us, as our people, need to tell our story, because we never get a chance to really tell our story.
All right.
And that's how I started.
Fantastic.
So my journey started in music. I was a musician and music producer for many years, and so what happened was I became music director for a stage play, and then some years later I ended up working on a film soundtrack for a movie, Deep Blue Sea, with this brother Paul Allen. Raise your hand, Paul. Amazing music producer and songwriter. So we worked on a movie soundtrack. So I'm the type of person where any environment I'm in, I want to know everything about it, not just the part that I'm working on. So me working with stage plays and working with film, I started being curious about the process. So in 2012, I produced my first stage play. And then I kept writing stage plays from there. And then I got into producing documentaries. And so then right before the pandemic, a lot of the playwrights in the city started transferring from stage plays to independent film. At that time, Amazon Prime was like, come on, bring us your films, we don't care. We'll put them on and give you money. And so they started making films, and then when Amazon Prime kind of changed their algorithm and the money went away, Tubi was like, hey, come on guys, we'll take you over here. And so that's been the kind of process and journey that I've been on. I went from music to theater, producing stage plays, to producing documentaries, and now feature films. And now I'm getting ready to launch a streaming platform, so go figure. We're just keeping it moving.
All right. Yeah. Bravo.
My journey got started when I was actually 10. My cousin had a camcorder, one of those VHS shoulder camcorders, and I was obsessed with this thing. I couldn't tell you why. We shot a little short film, and from there it just took off. I spent the next 10 years teaching myself how to edit, how to shoot, how to do sound design. My father's a musician, and I became a musician as well. In my 20s, I was doing a lot more drumming than I am now, but I'm getting back to it. But music and kind of just going with technology and video technology at the time, because when I was coming up, videotape technology was becoming more prominent, and like you could edit at home on a laptop for $200. It was like a brand new thing. And so I just spent tons of time shooting on my own, experimenting, playing around with the format, and just crafting my own kind of style throughout the years. And it all started from my cousin having a little camcorder, and just kind of grew from there. So.
All right. Janaya?
I started out as a writer. I'm a writer first. In 2004, I started writing my first book, and around that same time, my husband was in the movie 8 Mile, and he got bitten by the acting bug, and I would give him chapters of my book to read, and he was like, this should be a movie. So from there, we just kind of started getting out networking with people who did film, and we were just blessed to have veterans like James Maxwell take us under their wing and just teach us. Like, we shot a trailer for my book, and it just kind of took off from there. So we went from doing like a movie every few years to doing one movie a year, and now we're up to doing a movie a month. So it's just been a really great journey. So.
All right. And I was just thinking as well, just listening to what you guys were saying, especially in regards to the editing. Like when I first started, when I was at the University of Detroit right down the street, we actually had to use razor blades to cut and splice things together. And it would take you, good grief, like a week to put something together that was like 10 seconds. Where now, we just did some stuff for the Rocket golf outing here the other week. Our editor was shooting on the phone, knocked out everything in like 5 minutes. But it's great with the way technology is going, you know, as far as getting the stuff up, getting it out there, and then getting it seen definitely quicker to people. So now, Janaya, how do you navigate the balance between maintaining your artistic vision and meeting the commercial demands of the industry? She's going, why'd you ask me that, Greg? Jeez.
My husband and I are partners. He's the business mind, I'm the creative mind, so those don't always agree. I've had to learn how to be flexible. I've had to learn to be flexible because I understand that everything that is important to me in a story might not be commercially advantageous, you know, to the viewers or whatever. You know, because he might be like, well, we don't need this, we got to cut this part. And I'm like, no, it's like literally you're cutting off my arm. Like, you're trying to kill me. Like, this can't go, it has to stay. But after learning the business, I've learned how to become more flexible in understanding trends. While I don't write for trends, I do understand that certain elements have to be considered in order for us to continue doing films.
I understand that, yes. But you?
Balancing work life and film. How do I do that?
Yes.
Meditation, maybe a little bit of prayer, barbecuing every other weekend with my girlfriend, and honestly just having good, healthy, creative outlets. I have to do a little bit of everything. I have to read every now and again. I play, like I said, I play drums, so that's like honestly that's one of my favorite outlets. Just letting out any frustration that I might have with a project, and then just making time for me as well as the work, because you know, it's very easy to get sucked into just working constantly 24/7 on a project, whether it's writing it. I do a lot of production management, so I'm scheduling all day. I'm doing logistics. You know, I'm on sets talking to people, organizing this, organizing that. And it's I'm really good at adapting to it, but I sometimes get too into it. And as I've gotten older, I've found just pulling back a little bit and taking some me time, just focusing on, oh, maybe I need to take 5 minutes here. You know, be in the moment a little bit, you know, not just work. That's been the best thing for me, at least, as far as balancing out. So,
Got you there.
Repeat the question one more time.
Sure. It is... Here you go. How do you navigate the balance between maintaining your artistic vision and meeting the commercial demands of the industry?
Yeah, so it's funny because that's a challenge that even goes all the way back to the music industry. And that same battle is there of your creativity, what you see, what you hear, what your vision is versus what you have the budget to do, or versus what the public will care about. It may be exciting to you, you know, but at the end of the day, and I was having this debate on Facebook, one of our Facebook groups, is that films cost money to make, and whether you're putting up your own money or your investors' money, you need that money back. So sometimes, you know, you have to learn to walk that fine line between commercialism and still telling stories and not just getting sucked into trends, finding a way to, okay, if this is what's hot right now, if everybody's loving women-led stories, how do we tell women-led stories that maybe is a little different but has enough familiarity to where it will still draw an audience so that we can both tell great stories and make money. It's a delicate balancing act, and it's you're gonna lose some money trying to walk that tightrope. So it's something that you have to be conscious of. But I think that the more you do it, you learn to factor it into your creativity. In the music business, it's like you learn to write commercially, but still be creative within that paradigm. So it's the same thing for film.
Absolutely.
Okay, my approach is a lot of pre-pro planning, understanding, thinking, luck, a little luck there, and just a lot of hard work. And it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and to be able to communicate is very important. Communicate your message to your client and vice versa, so you can understand what your client wants if you're in that client situation. Sometimes if you're doing projects for yourself, it takes risk as well. There's a lot of risk in this. It's just not as, oh yeah, I'm gonna make something and it's gonna make me a lot of money. Most of the time that doesn't happen, and it takes you time to build it up. So it takes a lot of risk, time, effort, hard work, and energy.
All right.
You might need to hear the question.
Oh, okay. Basically, it's this: how do you work as far as doing what you'd like to do, getting your passion out, but then also having to do something commercially so that obviously you can get the money coming in?
Yeah, I think that definitely takes a balance. I mean, there's an expression I heard a while back: I do one for me and then one for the market. So I think sometimes we get caught up on, especially filmmakers early on, like, I want to just make this perfect artistic film. If nobody gets it, screw you. And then it's kind of like, well, the market's spoken, brother. It's not, nobody's buying it, So I think that it comes with that balance over time of maturity, to where you have to realize, like, yeah, there's some great stuff I love to make. Even like a feature I have coming up. Once again, it is a little bit more commercial appeal. It does have some elements that, some trends, but some things I've never seen before that I'm excited about. Then right after that, I'm doing an indie project, and we may put it in some film festivals and may not ever see the light of day. So I think it's like, not going to the point where you're just making all the art you want that nobody sees and you're destitute and broke. But at the same time, identifying, like, as you mature in this business, there are people that do like your work. That there's commercial work, there's client work, there's feature work that you can do, and you can kind of find that balance between it.
And it's so funny. I was going to say the same thing that you had mentioned. I talked to other directors before who would say, okay, I'm going to make this pop success, type movie, because I know people are going to want to come, pay for it, and watch it and enjoy it. So then you can make the money to do the one you wanted to do.
One for me, one for the market.
That's right. That's right. And also, on that note, who are some of our sponsors for this?
Oh, good point. Great segue, Greg. I want to give a shout out to Uno 220. Uno 220, thank you. One of our sponsors. Give it up. As well as Swyft Dezigns. Swyft Dezigns, thank you so much. Definitely give it up for our sponsors who help us put this event together. So back to you, Greg.
All right, thank you. See how it all works out, folks? That's what you have to do. Just play off of each other and get things going. We're going to start back down here now with you, Janaya. Collaboration is essential in filmmaking. Now, how do you foster creative synergy on set while staying true to your vision?
Just being open to hearing things and you also have to set boundaries. So it's like, especially being that I'm a director and a writer, so if I wrote something, I obviously have a vision for it. But as we're going through the process, I have a team that I trust enough to, if they bring something to me, I'm going to consider it. And, a lot of times their ideas might enhance what I was already trying to do. So I think it's about working with people that you can trust and building those relationships, because collaboration does make projects better. But at the same time, it has to be a process in place so that everything is not just going wild, you know, with you throwing different wrenches in just because somebody said you should do this or somebody should say you do that. So you have to be able to trust the people that are coming to you, and also trust your own vision and learn how to incorporate extra things without derailing your whole vision.
Jumping on that, finding a team that you trust. Start small if you have to, and find people that have good energy, positive energy, because what you put out is what you're going to get back. And I've been on sets where you're getting attitude, and then you're going to get back a little bit of attitude, and it's not fun. But I find that the more you put positivity out there, the more you lead with positivity, the more likely you are going to be able to surround yourself with a team that's full of positive energy. And so jumping right back on your point, I completely agree with you. It's about building the right team up around you and leaning on them too, and not having an ego about where you are at as a filmmaker, and not being the top player in the scene there. Being respectful of the fact that your cinematographer might know more than you, or your sound person might know more than you know, or your producer or director, whoever, and respecting that. And if you can do that, you're gonna have a great project.
Fantastic.
I concur with everything that they've said. It's about trusting your team. I say all the time, filmmaking is a team sport. So, you know, you may have written a great script, or you may be an amazing director, but it still takes a team to get it done, and you have to trust your team, and you have to learn how to lean on your team. And you said a very key word, and that's ego, keeping your ego in check. You know, even though you may be the producer, the director, you're the leader of the squad, but you brought these people on board because of their expertise. So let them cook, you know, and so absolutely. So anytime I'm on set, you know, I'm in constant, even before set, in pre-production, I'm in constant communication with my DP, with my audio guy. I'm giving them the vision. We're going through the script. You know, especially attacking some of the things that might be more complex in the shoot, especially because we're doing micro-budget films, so we don't have a lot of room to make mistakes. We got to kind of get it right in the least amount of time as possible, and so I need my team for that. I need you to help me, you know, what's the best way to attack this scene? You know, do we need to do 2 cams? You know, do we need to block it a different way than how I'm seeing it, so that we can get it in the time that we have allotted? So it's really just leaning on your team and having people that you trust. And I tell everybody, because when people don't know who to hire, when you see movies that you like, read the credits. Read the credits. That's how I found the team for my first movie. There's a lady named Renika McQueen. She's a filmmaker here that's amazing. I went to one of her film premieres, and I was like, man, this looks great. Oh my God. I always leave film premieres early. I don't care how good the film is. I just leave early. I'm ADHD. I can't sit there for an hour and a half. I gotta go. But this particular film looked so good, I was like, I got to see who shot this. So I sat there the whole time, and I saw, oh, a guy named Dylan Side shot this. And a guy named Joe Quick, who's standing there with the Mohawk, was the gaffer. And this guy did sound, and that's how I found my first film crew. So read credits, read the credits, read the credits. Okay, bye.
Okay. I guess I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I do agree with everybody on the panel here about team. Teamwork makes the dream work. It definitely does. I don't know what I would do without my team and the team of people that I work with every day. They're great people. I learn so much from these people. Believe it or not, I learn a lot from them, and it makes you a better person. And when you have that type of support, you can't do anything but greatness at that point. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, not to beat a dead horse. Great stuff. But shout out Justin Ivory to the man back there. All right. But yeah, just to kind of piggyback once again, like team making, it is part of putting people in the right seats and just kind of realizing like you may not be that sweet in a lot of different areas. That's why you need a team. And figuring that out and kind of that humbling effect and figuring out who can be put in those seats to make your film better. and you never know. Like even me, you know, coming up in the movie industry, and somebody who'll be a PA on a set, they could be the producer on the next one. So it's always about treating everybody the way you want to be treated, the golden rule, and realize you never know who can help you, who can connect you with somebody, and you guys just shoot to the moon. So with that as well, I believe we're going to be starting the next panel pretty soon. But really quick, we're going to give a shout out once again to Suits for Less. Suits for Less. Shout out to them. If you need a suit, go see them. All right. But yeah, we can probably just wrap. Maybe one more question.
Yeah, I was going to say we open up for a couple of questions.
We'll probably do that. Well, yeah, we can do the Q&A for the last few minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh, gentleman back there with the red hat.
Yes. I'd love to know.
Go up a little bit closer.
I'd love to know just briefly how everybody felt about the movie Sinners. Sinners is doing a lot of things in the industry, is making waves, and I would just love to. I just love to get a reaction from everybody on Sinners and Ryan Coogler. Yeah, Sinners.
I saw it right when it came out at the big Imagine whatever IMAX screen. Other than it being a little out of focus, I actually really liked it. I wasn't expecting the whole blues thing, which is right up my alley. That was like right up my alley. And as far as what Ryan Coogler did with getting the rights back in 25 years, I think that's a fantastic win for filmmakers, and it says a lot about the future of our industry.
Yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it was a really good movie, Justin. I like the fact that it was shot in IMAX with different formats, because I'm a kind of a real technical guy. So it was kind of unique on how they actually filmed that and that whole process of shooting this IMAX format, the 70 millimeter, 65 millimeter format, and then able to cut different cuts out of it. And the work they did was tremendous on the film.
I like the. I'm more of a actor's director, and so I really respected him playing two parts. Like, I don't think people really understand what it takes to embody a character and embody like one character. He had to embody two characters to the extent to make you think that they were two different people, even though it's the same person. So I really respected that. That was crazy to me. Overall, I loved the film, and I really loved the deal the Ryan Coogler did. That was fire. I like the fact that, you know, we're starting to get more creative with the business side of Hollywood, and that we're creating new paradigms on the business side. So, dope.
All right, thank you, panel. We're gonna bring on our next set of panelists, but give it up, everybody. Janaya Black, Brandon Brefka, Joe Smith, and Gregory Qualls. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna start next couple minutes.